One thing I haven't heard it enough, and I need to bring it up too. But Eugenio is amazing in this movie. I mean, he's part of your cast, and this SAG-winning cast. Emilia, what was it like working with him? And Sean, how did you conceive of casting him, and like how did he come into this project? I guess Emilia, we'll start with you.
I love him. He's so much fun all the time, and he really became the character. I remember we did the scenes in the choir stuff. I mean, Sean, you can touch on this too. And Sean was like, just really go for it, just tease the kids. You're a strict teacher, and he was like, okay, and he like went for it. The stuff he was saying about these poor Berkeley students are probably scarred for life. And I remember, honestly, if you'd have left every scene, like that scene was so long with all of his insults and his one-liners. And I remember standing there and I felt like Ruby, I was like, I don't want to stand up. I don't know what he's going to say about me. And he's so funny naturally. He's just got funny bones, and he's such a joy to be around. And I had a lot of fun doing all the music scenes with him and the choir from Berkeley. They were all so lovely and so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, he.
I was jealous. I didn't have that many scenes with Eugenio. I didn't have any. You're lucky.
He is an absolute genius comic actor. I mean, he's known. Obviously, he's the biggest star in Mexico, and he is known for that. And what's interesting is the first time I met with him, he was like, no one has ever given me a shot to do drama or trusted that I could do it, And I think, look, when you're talking about marginalized communities, I mean, as a Latino actor, he is like, oh, I've been asked to play gardeners and valets. And, it's like, I've faced this in my career. And I think there's an interesting kind of outsider feeling between his character being an immigrant, the only brown guy in Gloucester, Massachusetts, and being, Ruby's teacher and sort of getting what it is to be a little bit of an outsider in that community and marginalized in that way. And so our first meeting, I think he's a very deep guy and he has a huge emotional well. And what I loved about this is I could sort of trust that the comedy would be there with him. And as Emilia said, he's brilliant at that. Like, he knows how to come up with an insult for these kids or hit a joke in the right way to really make you laugh. And the thing he and I were working on digging out was just like, who is this guy? And he's got his own pain. And he kind of does have this whole life outside of Ruby where he had a career and thought he was going to be a big music star and didn't. He's a teacher in Gloucester, Massachusetts, and he puts everything into that, and he sees potential in this girl. And, I was basing this character on like the great teachers of my life, in particular, 2 teachers from high school that I had. And we also talked a lot about who those guys were. One of them, Donald Burroughs, was like this very flamboyant, fabulous guy who you walked on eggshells around him because you thought he could just turn on you at any moment. Like he had your back when he had your back, but you also just wanted so desperately for him to approve of you or love you. And so that was a great thing. And I think he adds so much comedy to the film. I mean, I think Troy and Eugenio to me are like the comic goalposts of the movie that allow you to really laugh, because I think it is a very emotional movie. And everyone who sees it says to me, oh, I didn't expect to laugh so much. Like, it's very funny. And I think those 2 performances, and Marley, I mean, everybody has funny moments, but I think Eugenio really just brought so much life and charisma into that character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Troy, to that point, had how much comedy had you done, and what were some of your challenges of playing dramatic and comedic in the same role?
Most importantly, when I first read the story, I wanted to understand the full backstory of Frank Rossi and his personal arc and his journey. And so if you overdo the comedy, you're going to lose certain points. You have to really balance it out. And of course, if you're dramatic, it depends on the situation. You have to understand the story. So I had to make these adjustments and have balance as my character, Frank. And so I look up to Eugenio. I'm a huge fan of him and his work. And so, I went to see many foreign films because they would have subtitles as a deaf audience member. And so I tend to go to film festivals and watch a lot of foreign films. And so I got to know Eugenio's work. And so when he arrived on set and his van pulled up and we were getting ready to shoot the next scene and I was getting ready to leave, I see this door slide open and there he is, Eugenio Derbez. And I was so thrilled. I ran up to him and hugged him. And I was saying, hey, I'm so excited to work with you. I better go. I got to go. Hold on. Wait a minute. I haven't even introduced myself to him yet. And so I felt like I had already known him so long because I was a big fan of his work. And then just to do that one scene with him, of course, I was thrilled to play across Eugenio Derbez. And
That's right.
and like the nice to meet you, nice to you know what. And it was just an awkward moment. And it was such a thrill and an honor to work with him.